Mark Daly, Task Force Online, talking to Daniel, who made it to the Supreme Court on time today, didn't quite make it to a lot of things he was directly involved in organising before these historic decisions today. What on earth happened, Daniel? What happened? Why didn't you get there to the other things?
Unfortunately, I got sick the day of the rallies. It happens, it happens. The task force is part of a coalition of progressive and LGBT organizations called the United for Marriage Coalition that were responsible for coordinating rallies that took place on March 26th and 27th, which were the days of today's groundbreaking decisions, oral arguments. So we were there. We were there from the beginning and working with the broad base of coalition partners to make sure that we stood, side by side and showed that we were fully committed to getting us to where we are today.
So it must have been really sweet to be there today, and you must have seen many different generations, a very diverse, rainbow-like group of people outside the Supreme Court, right?
It was. It was thrilling to be there. It was kind of a culmination of everything that you hope for in working and planning on around these sorts of events. And being able to be there today was great. To be there with a group of young and old, of people my age and people who've been working in the movement for decades has been incredible. And to be there and all share the same celebratory moment around hearing DOMA is unconstitutional and Prop 8 has no standing is thrilling. Absolutely thrilling.
Now, speaking of your age, and we're not going to ask you your age because, I'm not that rude, but as a millennial, I suppose that's quite the way I describe you. And speaking for the entire group of millennial people, what is your message to everyone today? What do you think someone of my age, which is a wee bit older than you, needs to hear from you guys and gals?
Well, honestly, party hard. Get excited about today and get excited about this moment and be excited for the fact that we have had an amazing legacy as a movement to get us to the point where we are today, but then also understand that we have a responsibility as this new generation that has been out, that has experienced the benefits that have been afforded to us by the generation that's come before us, that we have an increased responsibility to create change that we want to see in this world that is more inclusive of trans people, that's more inclusive of employment non-discrimination, that understands the need for immigration reform, and also focuses on that setback we received yesterday around voting rights. So there's a lot of work to be done, and we as young people, should celebrate and get excited for today, but then also start thinking about how we're going to create change tomorrow.
Well, on that note that delicious note of partying, of hard work, of creating change, where can people find out more about all of these things?
Yeah, sure. Well, there's two sources. One, they can go on to the National Gay and Lesbian Task Force's main website at www.thetaskforce.org. And if they're interested in showing us how they want to create change, they can submit a proposal for this year's Creating Change conference that's going to be held in Houston, Texas on January 29th through February 7th at www.creatingchange.org.
Daniel, thanks a lot, and I'm glad you made it to the Supreme Court eventually.
You and me both. Thanks.